Hey everybody, this is Dr. Jesse Jackson III, best-selling author and facilitator of the Don't Kick 'em Out book and training series. Really excited to be with you with a critical question that we should consider, but we should answer. What we should always do when we ask questions, we should get answers. And when people bring questions to trainings, they should get answers. Now, it doesn't have to be the answer that you like, but it has to be very factually and clearly conveyed so people understand what they're dealing with. And the question we're asking here today is, what is your positive impact on your students? Now, I have to always highlight positive because, because I believe we can always have an impact on a kid, positive and negative. So for the sake of discussion, we want to talk about your positive impact on a kid. Because the truth is, hey everybody, this is Dr. Jesse Jackson III. I'm the best-selling author and facilitator of the Don't Kick 'em Out book and training series. Very excited to be with you. Thank you for joining me. What we do here is we ask serious questions and we deliver serious answers. So I like to always start your process off by asking you a question and showing you or getting your mind to jogging to an issue, but then we always have to answer it. We don't ever put questions out there. Our brand of training, we deliver answers to the tough questions. That's what we're known for. We deliver answers to the tough questions. And sometimes it's just tough. It's not a very popular thing, but we always got to have an answer. And we don't do opinions. We have to stay with facts. And so when we ask you, what is your positive impact on a student? You can't lie about this. You can't fake kids out. You know whether you're helping kids or not. So let's take a look at this. Some things to ponder. Are you inspiring? Being around you, does it create inspiration? Being around you, does it create motivation? Do you motivate kids? Are kids engaged in your class? Are people sponging in your class? Guys, I gave a talk this morning. I don't think I've ever seen people take that many notes in my life. I don't think I've ever seen a person try to write down word for word. And even after I asked them to stop taking notes, they kept taking notes. They were inspired. They're listening and noting things. I love that. That's a great honor for me. Do your students like to be around you? I have met some teachers that are brilliant. Kids don't like to be around them. They're just a miserable person. They make everybody else miserable. Do you show any bias towards any student, good or bad? Any kid, good or bad? Do you show bias towards any kid, good or bad? Now, if you ever say no, you're lying, because we all do. And notice bias. And so you got to be very cognizant of bias and how you're showing. I've heard some situations and some cases where teachers have been accused of being unequitable. I'm at a situation over the course of this week where a lot of teachers have been accused of being racist based on things they said. Now, I can be very, very honest with you and very clear. These are my colleagues. They're not racist. Okay, let's get clear. They're not. But what determines that? It's the idea of bias that a person sees when they look at you. Disposition. Now, there can be two people that say the identical same thing, but what the kid really looks for is disposition and intent. So you can make the same statement as another party, same race, same gender, but you can be accused and be put in a class. So what are we trying to get folks to do? Be aware of the total package. Teachers typically come with cognition and clarity, and they're thinkers. And this part of this business where we're really losing is on the people side. I'm trying to always get my colleagues to do better about thinking, do better about social awareness, do better about the emotional awareness to their own feelings and things of that nature. Are you a hope builder or a hope breaker? Do you build people up? You tear people down? Being around you, does it make people want to give them hope for the future? I can be, I can do. Or being around you just kills the spirit? These are personal attributes that have an impact on professional outcomes. Are your students learning? Are your students growing? Are you failing more kids than are you helping succeed in your class? It's just kind of baffling to me that I have teachers getting excited about failing kids. I just don't know where that's about. I don't support that. I think it's a horrible idea, and I think we all should actually check into that. If our kids are not failing, we have a problem, and we need to check into it. I asked another question here. What is your students' view of you? What are your students' view? What do you think? What are your kids thinking? When they think of you and your name comes up, what do those kids say? We should all be aware and cognizant of how people view us and how our students view us, because the emphasis is here. The teacher-student relationship has to be productive. It's not a subordinate theology. The teacher's the adult, but the teacher's the authority, and not the authority based on my education. I'm an authority based on who I am and what I know, and this is how I do things. Folks, we have to put more energy into personal development in this job than ever before, because it's requiring more personal skills. We, even when you create new models and come up with new initiatives, you cannot forsake the people and person side of any initiative being successful. It takes, restorative practices do work. PBS does work. But what we find is that people that fail in initiatives is because it comes back to their people equity, who they are, inability to be consistent, poor confidence, inability to connect. So if we don't work on the people side, we're going to always fail in the production side. And that, my friends, I know for sure. Hope these things help. Dr. Jackson, I'm here for you. As always, make sure you're checking in, letting us know how these things are going. If you need my help, it'd be a great honor to help you. Let us know as soon as possible. Schedule is really, 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 really tight, which is a great honor to us. Looking forward to working with you soon. Thank you. Take care.